first I was anxious. Obviously to be a dad, you do get anxious to see how things are going to pan out.
Pregnancy going alright, or even what he'd look like, make sure everything's alright when he's born and whatnot. Worried about basically everything, but the excitement took over. It's just so exciting becoming a dad.
To have a lot of patience during labour, because she'd be in a lot of pain and she'd be snapping a lot, which is understandable with all the pain. Just need to breathe it in and try and let it go over your head type of thing. And if you have got a mental health problem as well at the same time, and you feel understand, don't let it get to you, because it's nothing to do with you. She's just in pain and she just takes out the one she loves the most. So try not to get it to upset you and stuff.
Time off work because I'm self-employed, bills, stuff like that, but generally writing everything down and your pros and cons, two lists, and you can sort everything out. Obviously they're the two main worries probably that goes for everyone's head.
She was so tired as well when I couldn't do much for her, because I try and give her a drink and all the drink and stuff for her, but it was very stressful because I could see her in so much pain and being weak, and I couldn't really do anything to help her as much.
Because we've got a 3-year-old and he's at this age now where he wants attention, and then because Lucy, she works different shifts and things like that for a job, just in my head we're going time, but with a bit of help from people and stuff like that, and you can adapt as well. It's manageable, very manageable.
The thing that I found out when I first been a dad, that I've been very excited being a dad at first, is if I'm going to bring her up properly and help her, because of my mental health in the past and being dyslexia, I thought it would be difficult to help her when she grows up, going to school and teach her how to do things at school and develop her social skills and stuff. But over the last 2 years now, because she's been 2, we've been forming a good relationship, so it's helping a little bit at the moment. But the main worry is when she does start nursery properly and start school properly, how I'm going to cope with that, with trying to help her with the English and the maths and stuff, which I was not that very good on. It's going to be a struggle, but I'm going to do what I can to help to improve, and hopefully it will improve me as well at the same time.
If I could write down points of where I'd be worried, it'd be about the income of the maternity period, because being self-employed, it is hard, because you obviously I've got to work the whole time. Partner will be on maternity and the pay will be a lot less than she's getting now, so I've started saving now, which is the best thing to do.
We had the sort of like the anxiety because of what had gone before, obviously, because we knew very well that things can go wrong because it had happened. And we also had a bit of an unpleasant experience near the beginning when we were doing also like the initial scans and everything was going absolutely fine. Anne had gone for the blood tests for sort of like Down syndrome, Pateau syndrome, some of the like the really obscure. Anne got a phone call while she was on her own from one of the specialist nurses who came back and said, all right, well, based on the sort of like the scoring that we've done, your baby has got, I think it was a 1 in 7 chance of having Down syndrome.
A limited time after the birth to have like 2, if you're lucky, 3 weeks off work. I only had 2 weeks off, and the week that I had off, she was in hospital with Jasmine for a week, so we didn't really build that much sort of relationship from birth, because I was coming and going from the hospital, and you only can stay a few hours at a time and stuff. So the first couple of weeks I thought, this is going to affect us in later life.
For me, a lot of stress can worry like what's going to happen. Now they're here, it's a different type of, not say stress, but a different, you've got to be more flexible, and there's the slight frustrations you can get from, you try and don't get angry, you don't get thinking, but it's hard not to get a bit thinking, because 9 times out of 10 you're going to be doing something and they'll want it, they want something, and then from our point of view you'll get the 2 little ones settled and then Zachary will want something, so it's just a bit of frustration from your own because you can't get what you want done, but you just learn to deal with it. It's nothing major, you just got to adapt to it.
How I'm going to cope, is she going to like me, is she not going to like me, are we going to build up a relationship where we're going to be talking and she'll be cuddling up to me, or is it just going to be the mum all the time?
And we were really upset, obviously, because Anne had got a call during the middle of the day, I was at work, she didn't know what to do, did she ring me and tell me, and then you know, have that impact hit me while I was at work, while I was on my own as well. That I would say was probably the most anxious, the most upsetting bit really of the whole thing. We were really lucky after that in all the scans and everything. Obviously, like I say, Logan's been born, he's been absolutely fine. But quite early doors, it did set that sort of tone where you had got that in the back of your mind that you were thinking, there are things that can go wrong here, you know. And so it's tough, and I can appreciate how anybody would feel, you know, the same way.
I think if we all came together and started speaking about our feelings, we could pour out our feelings into our children, and they'll be more expressive when they get older. And if we have people that are able to show their emotions, then we'll have happier people, because if we hold all those emotions inside and contain it, we're all just angry inside, and then we have no filter to let it through, you know what I mean? So we just need to be able to talk to our child about anger, talk to our child about sadness, and be like, it's okay to be angry, but when you're angry, let's find a few things that will make you feel a bit better, like do some drawing, take out your anger on a big piece of paper, you know what I mean? Don't hold it in, because if you hold it in, that's when you get mental issues, that's when you get people seeing psychiatrists. So you gotta let it out, you just gotta release. If you don't release anything, the tension just builds.